Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Stronger Self podcast. I'm your host, Martay M'Kenzy. And in this series, we will explore the realities of working in the arts and what it really takes to build a creative life that lasts. A quick note. The views and opinions expressed by our guests are entirely their own and don't reflect those of the Stronger Self podcast, Sammy Arts Collective, T Films, or anyone involved in making this show. We're here to hold space for honest conversations, and that means our guests speak freely. We hope you do the same.
As you've been asking me lots of questions, I've got one for you.
Yes.
And I suppose it would be, so on the same sort of topic as what we've been talking about, what would be, as a very experienced performer yourself, I would be interested in what you would tell, like, newbies, so newly qualified musical theatre performers. What would you tell them? Like, what would be your top 3 tips as a seasoned pro?
Top 3 tips, I would say, find time outside of the show or outside of whatever job you're doing to have time for yourself to rest and recover, because I think that's really important, rest and recovery. I'm saying this, it's not necessarily something that I was doing. It was just like, go, go, go. But I think that's really important. Number 2, going into something from graduating and going into a show, it's quite a shock to the system, and probably more so than you would imagine. And it's like being an athlete. So I would say eating well, getting enough sleep. It's very exciting to leave work and go for a drink and do all of these things, but you've got the rigors of the show. And I think it's very important to be reliable and not sort of phone off ill because you went out the night before and you're too tired. So really taking it seriously, like it's an athletic job. Taking it seriously, resting, recovering, eating well. And the one thing I say that's really important is be nice in the building. Just be nice wherever you're working. Be nice. Be somebody that they want to book again. Fun to have around on set or in the cast or in the dressing room or whatever it is, because it's anytime you're working with a lot of people, it only takes one person to go, or you're horrible to one person and they go, yeah, don't like that one, she's got an attitude problem, or just be nice with whoever you're working with. So yeah, look after yourself, rest, treat yourself like an athlete, and be nice.
That is such good advice. Brilliant. The first 2 are exactly what I would have said in terms of physical and mental well-being. Yeah. But the third one's really important. It's a good...
Yeah, be
good
nice.
Advice, yeah.
So, Martay, I'm curious to ask you, what was it like, raising 2 children and working a West End schedule?
Ooh, I'm not going to lie. It was hard, but I really wanted to show my children, more so my daughter, that actually, even if you become a mother, you can still be in the workplace. It doesn't mean because you become a mother that life must stop. So prior to having children, I was gigging, I was traveling, I was touring. And I felt like at that time, there was a lot of me going away with the suitcase at the weekend and my kids going, Mummy's going somewhere. And I just felt, you know what? I've done West End before. I think this is going to be a bit more of a settled move for me to go into the theatre where it's not a 9 to 5, but it's a 6 till 10. And it was difficult. But what I always tried to do was the moments where I wasn't at work. So Monday night, when it's my day off, pizza night, we're going to do movies, we're going to have fun. But I had to take a moment because I felt at a point that I felt I was missing out on a lot of things. And I began to have a little bit of mum guilt, especially because there was things going on at home, like, my partner, his father had passed, and I'm at work singing Chow Down, and I just felt like this doesn't feel right when I have a husband who is going through stuff and I'm at work, and then he's still having to look after the kids, So for 7 years, it was me at work, he's working in the day, and then he's at home doing all the nighttime stuff. And there was a moment where I thought, I don't feel right about this. And if I could be in 2 places at once, I would. So I'd be at work and I'd split myself in 2 and be here and then be at home. And I had an honest conversation with our associate director, and he asked me, am I going to stay another year? And I said, and he said, whoa. What does that mean? And
Right.
I explained how I felt, and I just felt mum guilt, which I'm sure many women out there feel. And he said, tell me what it is that you need, and let's see what we can do. And they gave me the choice to 6 months or a year, and I said, can I have a year, please? So I had a year off. I had a sabbatical, which I'm really, really grateful for that, to be honest with you, because it's not something that is always done. But I think they recognised that it was quite important for me to have that time. So that was difficult. The mum guilt, which I'm sure a lot of women will be able to resonate. Well, not just women, carers, parents will resonate with juggling a job and having children. But it mustn't stop. It doesn't mean if you work that you have to quit it all because you have children. You can do it all.
And I think that's a very, very important point that you made, because something that you said earlier in terms of them saying, what do you want? And they could only ask you that question because of the work that you've been doing in the show, that you've been showing up, you've been consistent, you've been reliable, right? And also you probably were, I can say this, that you were a very good cast member as well.
Thank
and so
you.
all of those elements coming together, they can come back to you to say, actually, you know what? We want to keep this person. Here are the options. Which one would you like?
Yeah.
Right. And that's important to really highlight to the younger generation that's coming up, that, you know, your character, your values, your attitude towards your work is important for that kind of sustainability.
Yes. Because I remember you telling me when I joined the show, and you said, it's not just what they see on stage, like the associates and whatnot. It's how you are off stage, in the makeup department, in the hair department. You know, are you nice to people? It's so important in this game to be nice. Like, it will go a long way. You know, somebody that you don't say thank you to when they hand you a cup of tea because they're a runner, let's say, could be the casting director down the line, and they remember you going, oh, now you're being nice. I just think it's so important. It's free. You know, it's free to be kind. It's free to be kind. You know, so I definitely think in the theatre space, in every space, in every creative space, like we're all equal, whether you're a principal, ensemble, camera crew, whatever it is. And I do think that does get noticed. It does get, you know, it gets noticed if you carry yourself in a certain way in that space, you know. So thank you for saying that. But I think because I've been showing up, I think that helped.
Do you want your kids to get into this world?
Do you know what? I don't mind.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind. I think if it's what they want to do, I'm 100% going to support whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah.
Because my mum, like your mum, you know, single mum, and she just supported what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And some people don't have that. Some children don't have that. Especially if it's creative.
Yeah.
You know, they might want you to be a doctor or a lawyer, or it might not be seen as a proper job. But I just think having a child who kind of knows what they want to do, that's the main thing. If you know what you want to do, then I'm 100% behind you.
Yeah. Is your partner in this world?
So he's a plumber, gas engineer, but also this is the pivot, because he was an actor and still does the odd commercial and stuff.
Yeah.
But the coin, you need that regular income as well. And there comes a point where if it's not flowing how you want it to flow, and you want to buy a house, or you want to, whatever it is you might want to do, what can I do? And which is what we're really trying to, you know, push with the collective, with Sammy Arts, is that you don't just have to do one thing. It might be, I'm an actor, but I'm also going to be a mechanic.
Yes, of course.
You know, or whatever it is. But we just fully champion whatever the hell the kids want to do. So it's nice when they've got a direction. You know, my daughter bakes, and
of course,
you know, my son is really into football, and I love being the mum on the sideline shouting way too loud. Way too loud.
Oh, does he play on the weekend? That sort of thing. Yeah.
But I shout way too loud. I heard a video back when he scored, and I was like, nah, I got to bring that back. That's too loud.
I would ask you, so you do acting, right?
Yep.
Do you do acting? What would be your dream job?
Oh, what would be my dream job? If it was West End, it's not even on now, so it's probably not going to happen unless it comes back, but I've always wanted to play Mama Morton in Chicago. I've always fancied that. Or, so that would be probably dream West End job. Music-wise, because I write as well as sing, but I really would love to just have a song that I've written. I don't need to be the front person, but a song that I've written that blows up, and I make loads of royalties off it, and I can still go to Sainsbury's and nobody knows who I am, but I've got the money. And
So
I'm
you'd
going to spas
like
every
to be
week.
like a really popular singer.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
popular writer. I still
Popular
feel
writer.
like I love performing and doing. I love all of that, and being on stage. But it'd be quite sick to have all the money and the royalties, but no one. You can still live a normal
Yeah.
life, and no one know who you are. And you can go to places with your kids and no
Yeah,
one's
and it's not as
stopping you.
much work as the West End as well, isn't it?
That you just open up your email and go, oh, how much royalties from PRS today? Oh, lovely. Whilst I'm sat on the couch
Yeah.
watching Coronation Street. You know what I mean? So that would be my dream. That would actually be my dream. Just like writing a hit song for somebody and playing Mama Morton. Let's put it out there. I'm putting it out there.
On the creative arts, when you've got so many other things pulling you in lots of different directions, you're a mum, you've obviously got your, sort of financial responsibilities, so you've got to make sure that work's coming in. How do you make sure you maintain your focus and your passion?
Do you know what? I think for me, because I've not known anything else, I just knew from 3 years old, this is what I want to do. And so there's only times when, let's say, things are quiet and you're like, where's my next job? That I kind of look back and go, oh, I maybe should have studied something else or, had something else that I could fall back on. But I'm always very conscious of, I don't have anything else. So this is it for me. And I think because I know, especially in theatre world, it's about being a double threat, triple threat. So it's really important, which is what we're trying to push with the Sammy Arts Collective, is like, no one's ever just one thing. Like you can do lots of other things. You don't just have to be a singer or like I started out as a rapper actually. And you can dance, you can sing, you can act, you can be in front of the lens, behind the lens. So I've just not known anything else. So if I decide I'm going to hang up my dancing shoes or whatever, my microphone, right, what next? So I've just always been laser focused on what I want to do because I just love it. And I think for anybody in this industry, never go into it with the mindset of, I'm going to make money out of this. Like, I'm doing this for the money. It ain't for the money because a lot of times you won't even earn money. You won't earn that money. But the focus is there because I love it. I love what I do. And also showing my children as well, like, if you want something, keep going. Like, I'm at an age now where I sort of think, maybe, am I too old for this now? And I'm like, no, I'm going to keep going. And I want my daughter to look at me and go, my mum's doing it. My mum did it until she was, 70. Still like, I still got it. I still got the moves. No, but you know what I mean? I just don't know anything else, really. So that's where it comes from for me, just the passion for it.
Okay, so you ruined my question.
Sorry.
Mark, what's your biggest disappointment in the industry that you've had?
Oh, that's deep. Biggest disappointment in like a job I haven't got, or
just a dream that didn't come off, or
the way people behave. Let's have the tea.
Oh, well, a dream that didn't come off. So I wrote a track with myself and a friend of mine, ENV, who's now got a Grammy and everything, right? So we wrote this track and it was going to be taken by David Guetta. And I was like, oh my God, don't tell people because, this game until it's signed, don't tell people. But, you tell your closest and they're so excited for you. And it was like, it's going to happen. And David's going to test it when he plays in Miami and see how it drops.
What does the crowd do?
Yeah. And it was like, this is it. And then it didn't come off. And I was like, oh no. What might have been had it have gone that way? But as my mum always says, nothing happens before it's time.
No.
So you just...
What is for you will not go by you.
That. So I would say that was the big one where I was like, oh no, but we just look back and go, didn't happen, wasn't meant to happen. We move, we keep it moving. We keep it moving.
Being from the north, because I relate to you being... And all these pieces of advice that people have given me over the years, like just say yes and leave. Is there anything that you carry with you that helps you navigate this in crazy old world?
I think what we talked about before with regards to like being nice and things like that, I do think that because we are Northern, we are very much like, you're all right, love, do you want a cup of tea, love, how are you? And I really think that having that sort of mentality going into any kind of job, it just makes people go, God, they're really nice to work with. They're really friendly. We like having them around the building. They're always upbeat. And so I just like to carry that with me as well. Like going into jobs, just thinking, I want it to be a nice environment for everybody else that's around. And, you know, I mean, I've been in Lion King for 8 years and I'm one of the older members. And also it's quite nice to work with the younger lot and impart words of wisdom and things like that. So I just think, keep that we need to keep that northern charm about us, that friendly smile, that you're all right, love. And I think that gets you far.
You for the first time, Mel, in rehearsals, and that's exactly what I thought. You were so warm and full of energy, and you could see how people responded to that.
Thank you. North all the way, our kid. You've been listening to the Stronger Self podcast, hosted by me, Martay M'Kenzy, produced by Sammy Arts Collective, and filmed and edited by T Films. The Stronger Self podcast is part of Sammy Arts Collective's Creative Futures programme and created in collaboration with T Films. Find us on social media at Sammy Arts Collective.